Problem number 3 is asking us to graph 3y squared minus 12x squared equals 12. Now I'm going to guess that it's a hyperbola 1 because of the lesson, and 2 I see subtraction involved with 2 squared terms. But it doesn't say equals 1. So the first thing we're going to do is divide out this 12 to get it into that standard form that we're used to seeing. So 3 over 12 is 1/4, so this is y squared over 4 minus x squared. Well, 12 over 12 is 1, but I'm going to write that it's over 1 is equal to 1. And that's to help me remember what I'm going to have for an a value and a b value. Okay. So now what do we know? What do we know? What do we know? We know that since y is first, this is a vertical transverse axis. Also, a is always related to the first denominator. If a squared is 4, then a equals 2. And then b is always related to the second denominator. If b squared is 1, then b equals 1. And we can use that to find the value of c, all right? Because we know we're going to have to plot our focus points. So I'm going to jump right into c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So c squared is 5, so c is equal to the square root of 5, all right? Which isn't the prettiest number in the world, but it's approximately 2.2. All right. Now, I'm not going to write out what the slopes are. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Let's start making our graph. All right, this is again going to be centered at the origin because there are no horizontal or vertical shifts involved. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to use graph paper, more power to you. All right, so here are our components. So the center is at the origin. We have a vertical transverse axis, so I need to go up, and it's going to be 2 units long. So I go up 2, there's my vertex, down 2, there's my vertex. Okay. Now, to construct the box for my asymptotes, I need to go 1 unit side to side. So I'm going to go 1 unit over, 1 unit over, 1 unit over, 1 unit over, okay? And now if we go back and think about it for a minute, our slopes had to be plus or minus, and then it's either a over b or b over a. Under the y, back up here, under the y was a equals 2. Change in y is 2. Back up here, under the x squared, we have b equals 1, so we have 1. And if you look at the dots, I went up 2 over 1. And I went down 2 over 1 for rise over run, all right? So I'm going to draw in those dashed lines for my asymptotes. Remember, this is oh, that got a little wonky, whoopsies. But you get the drift here. And then, okay. So now I need to draw in my actual branches. So nice and curved and go along the asymptote, curve and go along the asymptote. Okay. Curve along the asymptote. That got really close. Curve and along the asymptote. Okay. The only thing missing now are my focus points. My focus points are 2.2 units from the center. So 2.2 is right there, and 2.2 is right there. Okay. Now the actual foci here, we never want to write the decimal, we always want to write the exact value. So we're going x is 0, and we're going up to positive square root 5. And then we're starting at x is 0 and going down to negative square root 5. So those are the actual focus points. All right. And that's it for problem number 3.